guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Queen Gaming, and sending me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you to the Let's Play episode of Remake, Sissel's Path. So yeah, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. I pulled the phone from Sissel's grip and he leaned into the speaker. Morse, you were friends with Cecilia Bradley back when you were still at Girani Academy, right? Good friends, in fact. Morse paused, whether out of surprise or consideration, I wasn't sure. Perhaps. Why do you ask? You should be familiar with Hershel, too, right? He's in a really bad place right now, and we're afraid he might do something rash. He's all mixed up with these dangerous debt collectors threatening his life, and... I had to stop and catch my breath. My friend said that your line of work lets you know practically everything that happens in this city. That you're a man of information. Do you know where Hershel might try to meet up with these debt collectors? Please, we need your help to find him before he gets hurt. The phone was quiet for several moments. Finally, Morse spoke. I suppose I owe Cecilia a favor or two. Fine, I'll lend a hand. For old time's sake. There was a shuffling sound from the other end of the speaker. If Cecilia's stupidly self-sacrificing nature runs in the family, I have a decent hunch on where her younger brother may be. He was interrupted by a sharp beep. One moment. Hello. I see. Don't do anything careless. I'll be there shortly. Well, speak of the devil, it appears one of my connections just ran into the person you're looking for. Really? Don't get too excited. He's in an incredibly dire situation right now. I'm not sure if your luck is absurdly good or atrociously bad. Wait, dire situation? Is he okay? That has yet to be determined. The older man sighed. I'm texting you a location. It's a frequent meeting place between a certain crime family and their clients. Do you two have access to a vehicle? Well, I have the spare keys to Boss's old truck. Excellent. Take the truck and go to the location I sent you. Do not engage or do anything rash. Your goal tonight is to find Hershel and make sure he returns home safely. Understood? Yeah, thank you so much, sir. We appreciate it. There was a pause. And Adrian, was it? Yes? If you mention my existence to anyone outside of this conversation, I will ensure it will be the last thing you do. Do you understand? I gulped. Yes, sir. With that, Morse hung up. Sissel and I exchanged stunned looks. After a moment, we pulled ourselves together and rushed towards the cafe parking lot. Time was of the essence. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright. Day 13. Sink. Oh, God. No, you need to swim! Swim, damn it! Second, y'all. Water time. Earlier that evening, the following sounds could be heard. No, that's not what it says. If y'all never have, try and watch the Brack show sometime. It's great. Earlier that night... Beautiful. The waning moon hung in the cold night sky over Bradley Lake. Flickering, neglected streetlights struggled to illuminate a narrow road that snaked around the lake's perimeter, leading to an abandoned warehouse. The dark and gloomy atmosphere clashed sharply against the clown shoes-colored motorcycle currently revving its way down the road while blaring the most unbearable country music to grace mortal ears. Philip gripped onto Owen's back for dear life as he swerved the motorbike around with reckless abandon. He had half a mind to just jump off and walk the rest of the way. Everything felt miserable. It was cold. The music was too loud, and the motorcycle was such a hideous shade of orange that it hurt to look at. Yep, that seems appropriately shady enough. The universe seemed to take pity on him as the motorbike mercifully swerved into a warehouse parking lot and slowed to a stop. Philip leapt off to the bike before Owen could even reposition the kickstand and reveled in his newfound appreciation for solid ground. I am never getting into a vehicle with you again. Aw, come on! It wasn't that bad. The drive here was nice and relaxing, at least. Philip jabbed a finger at the extremely orange motorbike. This thing! It's a crime against nature! Who in the right mind gets an orange motorbike? Where did you even get this thing? Hey, I think it's a great bike, and it's mine, thank you very much. I've had this beauty for many years. I've never seen this hideous thing in the school parking lot before. Where have you been keeping it? Well, it's from home. Philip squinted. Didn't you run away from home when you were like 12? I might have gone back home and borrowed this from my butler. Borrowed? Okay, maybe he snuck it out of the garage while he wasn't looking. Would be the more accurate term. Don't look at me like that. I'll get back after tonight. This is supposed to be a birthday present from before I left anyway. What kind of idiot gives a motorcycle to a 12-year-old? Well, his family doesn't seem to make the best decisions, so... yeah. Owen scratched his head sheepishly. Okay, so I was a bit spoiled, but you can't deny this thing's going to be useful tonight. What else were we going to do, take a cab all the way out here? Getting back home would be a bit of an issue. Aren't you rich? You could have rented a normal car instead of forcing me to ride this abomination. Hey, you're the one who offered to come with me tonight. To come with me tonight? Philip let out a sigh and shook his head. Yeah, I guess I did. He turned towards the dark, abandoned warehouse looming across the parking lot. So, this is the designated meeting place. Yeah. Those 2 debt collectors from my family should be here. It was a pain arranging this meeting. Thank you, Neil. Water time. Had to use one of those encrypted anonymous messengers that auto-delete my texts after I set time. They take security pretty seriously, I guess. Owen sighed. He began fumbling with the trunk of his hideous orange motorcycle and pulled out a small briefcase. So the plan. Just gotta meet with my family's henchmen and pay off Sissel's boss's debts in cash. Sounds simple enough, right? Philip's hands hovered over his shoulder bag as he cautiously scanned their surroundings. These kinds of things never go as planned. Keep your guard up. You know, you don't have to come with me. Don't be stupid. I'm not letting you meet your murder-happy relatives by yourself. I do care. Sometimes. Yeah. But this is my family's problems. Philip shot Owen a sharp look. You're not the only one who's been wronged by the Loreleis. Not to mention, you and I are finally starting to get along. It'd be a shame if you kicked the bucket tonight. I don't want to deal with a replacement roommate. Huh? Wow, you almost sound like you enjoy having me around. Don't put words into my mouth. Anyway, enough yapping. Lead the way. Owen blinked and flashed Philip a sheepish smile. Well, if you insist, let's go. The warehouse's interior flickered in the dim glow of the poorly maintained fluorescent lights on the high ceiling. Owen could hear their footsteps echo through the mostly empty space as they made their way inside. He stuck close to Philip as he nervously scanned the dark corners of the building. Despite his small, unintimidating frame, Owen was glad that Philip had decided to tag along. Things felt safer with him by his side. A slight movement in the shadows caught his eye. Owen gulped as he turned towards 2 tall figures across the large room. There they were. He felt Philip elbow him, his eyes narrowing at the figures' belts. They're armed. Yeah, I can see that. His palms felt sweaty against the handle of his briefcase as he and Philip approached. The thin, shrewd-looking thug let out a surprised murmur. So, you're the anonymous contact that messaged us. The son of Oleander Lorelei in the flesh. You're the last person I expected to request a meeting. The larger of the 2 thugs laughed and cracked his knuckles. Ha! So this is the boss's kid. I've been itching to finally meet you. Can't say the same myself. Duh, why the cold shoulder? We're family after all. The burly thug turned his gaze toward Philip with a confused frown. And who's the little fella? Hope he's not supposed to be your bodyguard or something. I could probably snap him in half with one hand. To in shock, Philip almost looked mildly amused. You're welcome to try. The shrewd thug cleared his throat loudly. Now, settle down. This is supposed to be a cordial meeting. Let's hear what they have to say. Owen stiffened as the man gave him an appraising look. Although, I must remind you that the only reason the Lorelei family has ceased hostilities against you, Owen, is due to your father's orders. With one condition. You are not to interfere with the family's business under any circumstances. He studied Owen closely. Contacting us directly is already skirting the line. I'm interested in why you would risk such a thing. Thank you. Water time. Hey now, I'm not planning to interfere with anything. In fact, I'm here to take a problem off your hands. Oh? Owen swallowed and prayed his nervousness didn't show in his voice. I'm talking about that baker that you've been trying to collect money from. Hershel, right? Thing is, I've got a soft spot for the guy. Love his little cakes and pastries. It'd be a shame to see him go under. So, I've decided to pay off the entirety of his debts out of the goodness of my heart. You guys will get your money and have one less person to fuss over, and I'll get to keep dining at my favorite cafe. Sounds like a win-win offer, all things considered. Owen held out a small briefcase to the two Lorelei men. As a show of goodwill, here's a bit for the initial payment in cash. What do you say? The two men exchanged surprised looks. After a brief moment, they both burst out into a bout of hysterical laughter. Young man, the Lorelei family is not so desperate that we need to milk funds from a struggling baker. This was never about the money. What do you mean? Why would you threaten his family and hound him for years if money was never the issue? You were truly ignorant of the family's work, aren't you? Were you expecting this to swoop in and save your friend like a helpful little philanthropist? Owen spluttered and struggled to think of words to say. He felt Philip place a steadying hand on his arm. His gaze pointed sharply at the shrewd debt collector. I don't see why you'd say no to free money. The shrewd smug smiled venomously. The Lorelei family is in no shortage of funds. We have an entirely separate issue. What would that be? The debt collector sighed and scratched his chin thoughtfully. This was before your time, but the Lorelei's were once the most feared and respected family in the city. The power and influence we had. Oh, those were the days. His eyes narrowed into displeased slits. And then things changed when your father, Oleander Lorelei, took the reins as head of the family. That man is far too soft, weak-willed, spineless. As the years went on, our little business partners began to grow more complacent. They dared to haggle during deals, and debtors grew less worried when we knocked on their doors. In every instance, your father, Oleander, turned a blind eye. Suffice to say, certain members of the family began to find his methods disagreeable. A cruel smile spread across the man's face. I think the city could use a reminder of who they're dealing with. And nothing leaves quite as strong an impression like a dead body, don't you think? You kill someone just for this? The larger thug's burly shoulders shook with laughter as he cracked his knuckles again. It's been a while since our last hit. Getting a bit rusty. Your little baker friend will probably go slowly and painfully. I bet that'll send a stronger message to our business partners. You can't! But what about Oleander? Didn't you say my dad disapproves of this kind of thing? There's no way he would allow this. Not sure if you noticed, kid, but a good portion of the family really doesn't like your old man. With a push here and a shove here, the Lorelei's might be under new management soon. Burly thug winced as his partner elbowed him sharply in the ribs. Always running that mouth of his. The thinner man let out a sigh. Needless to say, I'm afraid we'll have to turn down your offer to pay off your favorite baker's loans, Owen Lorelei. Owen's grip on his suitcase tightened, his mind racing with panic. I don't suppose you folks would be open to a friendly bribe, the shrewd thug sneered. Your inexperience is showing, Owen Lorelei. You're supposed to negotiate from a position of power. But yes, we would love to take a bribe from you. A payment to keep our silence about our little meeting here today. Excuse me? The shrewd thug eyed the briefcase in Owen's hands with a cruel smirk. The family will not be happy to hear that you've reached out for a meeting to meddle in our affairs. It arguably violates the terms that your father laid out for your safety. You wouldn't want the unsavory members of the family coming for your head now, would you? Owen gritted his teeth as he watched the thug's sneer grow wider. Oh, but I am feeling rather generous today. I'm sure you can convince me to stay quiet somehow. Larger thug grinned and took a step forward, his massive bulk towering over him in an intimidating display. He gritted his teeth. There didn't seem to be any other option for him here. With a glare, Owen hesitantly handed his briefcase of cash over to the larger man. Thank you for your business, Owen Lorelei. We trust that you'll stay in line if you know what's good for you. I'm not letting you two get away with this! Owen felt Philip grasp his arm, silencing him urgently. Don't do or say anything rash. We don't want your entire family to come after us. But we accomplished nothing! I know, but these two are just itching for an excuse to go on the aggressive. Don't give them that chance. There's nothing else we can do here right now, so let's back down and gather our thoughts. We need to make good decisions instead of letting our frustrations get the better of us. Sound good? Owen sucked in a deep breath, and then let out a bitter sigh. Damn. Oh boy. Alright, y'all, I'm going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty? Excuse me, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Excuse me. Bye-bye!